Uh, all right. First and foremost, I'm gonna say all praises be to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Makar Kodash. And then I'm gonna say double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone, shalom to the sincere elect, teaching the truth and faith and sincerity. Quick topic I want to speak on, right, is based upon this news. This it this information that's come out this past day. It says President Trump signs order rebranding the Pentagon as the Department of War. And it's spiritual because of course something that we always talk about is World War III, which is taking shape and coming to pass right before our eyes. Of course, we know that before World War III completely and fully kicks off, the mark of the beast, which is the RFID implantable chip, has to be established first. But then if you watch this video of President Donald Trump speaking about it's just that pride of Babylon. The scripture actually refers to Babylon as the virgin daughter of Babylon. They're comfortable. Comfortable thinking that they can't be touched. Yeah. I mean, if you go into the book of Ezekiel, speaks about Babylon, and also the state of Israel being them that land of like unwalled villages, being comfortable, thinking everything is good and everything is sweet, not knowing that Babylon in World War III, of course, gonna be completely exterminated, man. Completely nuked. You know what I mean? And that's exactly what's about to take place. So without further ado, I'm gonna just play this clip.
We won the First World War. We won the Second World War. We won everything before. We won the First World War. We won the Second World War. We won everything before.
Yeah, of course, he speaks about the First World War and the Second World War, right? But that Third World War, which is that woe, which is mentioned up in the Bible and scriptures, what he doesn't understand, right? Which I'm sure they know from what we speak about and teach. But Babylon the Great, which is America, gonna be gone, right? Because all these nations that are in league with Babylon, all these nations that have nukes, right? Whether it be Persia, right? Whether it be Russia, right? The scripture even speaks about all ye that bend the bow, man. So all these countries, right? Those that have nukes, and even those countries that were once in league with Babylon, the Lord is gonna put it in their spirit at a point to turn against them completely, right? And bring judgment, upon them, man. So it's powerful, man. You see, right? And it's like this dude, of course, this guy Haman's a puppet, but his spirit kind of represents that stout and proud spirit of Babylon, thinking everything gonna be cool, everything gonna be sweet, not knowing eventually they are gonna just go down, man.
We won the First World War. We won the Second World War. We won everything before that and in between. And then we decided to go woke and we changed the name to Department of Defense. So we're going Department of War.
That this name change is not just about renaming, it's about restoring.
Words matter. It's restoring, as you've guided us to, Mr. President, restoring the warrior ethos, restoring victory and clarity as an end state.
Yeah, and guess what? Babylon isn't gonna get no victory, man. Right? Because at the end of the day, everything is subject unto the Lord's will. It is written that Babylon the Great shall be judged, man. Right? And that's obviously gonna take place, right, in World War III, man. You see, the eventual end of Babylon is to just be, you know, a lake of fire, man. You see, and of course, in the midst of it, you know, just before the nukes land, the Lord is gonna come through and beam up His elect. All right, you know, just before those nukes hit, man. And then all the armies that's, you know, of course, left are going to try and fight, but lose.
Restoring intentionality to the use of force. So, at your direction, Mr. President, the War Department is going to fight decisively, not endless conflicts. It's going to fight to win, not to lose. We're going to go on offense, not just on defense.
Yep. Right. And it's like at a point they you know, like all these nations that they're in league with, they're just gonna turn on Babylon completely.
Maximum lethality, not tepid legality. Violent effect, not politically correct. We're gonna raise up warriors, not just defenders. So this War Department, Mr. President, just like...
So yeah, let's see what it says more here. Like in the article, it practically says the same thing that was mentioned in the video. President Trump has signed an executive order rebranding the U.S. Department of Defense as the Department of War. He called the original name woke and said that the new title sent a message of victory. But guess what? Babylon ain't gonna get no victory. Esau as a nation ain't gonna get no victory. Really, the victory is the Lord's, man. And, you know, coming for His elect, you know what I mean, over the beast, over His image. It says it can only be used as a secondary title unless Congress approves the change, but the department's website has already switched to war.gov. All right, you know, that's basically the point. But it's, you know, it's spiritual, man. You know, in fact, this is Proverbs 18:12. All right. It says, before destruction, the heart of man is haughty, and before honor is humility. And it's like, even as a nation, the scripture refers to Babylon as the most proud. The scripture speaks about how his look was more stout than his fellows, man. This is Jeremiah 50:31. Right, it says, behold, I am against thee, O thou most proud, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, for that day is come, the time that I will visit thee. You know, actually, let me start off from 12:29. Call together the archers against Babylon. Right. And what's being shot, man? The ICBM nukes into the ends of the world, man. Right, them nuclear missiles, right? Which the Lord has been putting in the spirit of these nations to be stockpiling at a fast rate upon the earth, man. And again, even as the scripture speaks about, all these nations that's in league with Babylon is going to come against her. You know, it says, call together the archers against Babylon, all ye that bend the bow. Camp against it round about. Let none thereof escape. Reek upon her according to her work, according to all that she had done. Do unto her, for she have been proud against the Lord, against the Holy One of Israel, and that's Babylon the Great, man. You know what I mean? America is Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations upon the earth, man, because they bring enough of her evil, destruction, and wickedness upon the planet. Therefore shall her young men fall in the streets, and all her men of war shall be cut off in that day, save the Lord, because Babylon's going to become become a lake of fire, man. You know, that fire, you know, and brimstone, right, for them nukes, man. So going on it says the most proud. It says, behold, I am against thee, O thou most proud, save the Lord of hosts, for that day is come, the time that I will visit thee. And the most proud shall stumble and fall, and none shall raise him. And I'll kindle a fire in his cities, and it shall devour all around about him. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, that the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. And it's like Babylon the Great, which is America, is the main land of the captivity of our people. You know, all, you know, I mean, essentially, you know, and all the tribes are there, man. Right? And it's like, you know, that land is filled with, you know, blood, and it's like that blood can't be, you know, cleansed, man, except, you know, the blood is shed, you know, which one way that the Lord will account for that is obviously when it's judged, man. You see, of course, the two-thirds of our people, the wicked of our people, like in that land, gonna also get judged. But those that are of the elect in that land, obviously, gonna get beamed up, man. You see, but it obviously speaks about Babylon and its judgment, man. You know, this is I was gonna actually get like an Ezra's 16 and 13. All right, it says, let me start from 12. The earth quaketh, and the foundation thereof, the sea ariseth up with waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also before the Lord, and before the glory of his power. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world, and the ends of the world, man. And it's like, you know, that arrow, that bow, that's the scripture speaking about being shot into to the ends of the world. What's that talking about, man? That's talking about them ICBMs, man. And those are what's going to be shot into the ends of the world. And really is his bow, because essentially the scripture speaks about how the Lord have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, man. You see? And that's exactly what's about to take place, right? In this World War III, right? Because, you know, that war, right? That time of mass destruction and evil and judgment, right, is that World War, man, III, right? This is Revelation 11 and 14. The second war is past, and behold, the third war cometh quickly, man. Right? So you had World War I, World War II, and you're gonna have World War III. But this ain't gonna be a thing where Babylon is just gonna come out unscathed, right? I mean, mass destruction in general is gonna be upon the earth. You know, certain places, certain other places, gonna be hit, right? But the only place that shall be hit, sorry, not healed, hit, and not built up is Babylon the Great. You know, but you know, the scripture speaks about how the earth shall rule to and fro, man. You know, yeah, I mean, as a drunkard, and it's like when them things are being shot into the ends of the world, man. That's truly what's gonna happen, right? This is Isaiah 9:5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire, man. And that fuel of fire is what? That fire and brimstone, man. That's going to be from what? Them nuclear missiles, man. This is truly going to be with burning and fuel of fire, man. You see? Truly going to be with burning and fuel of fire. Right? This is what I was kept mentioning. This is Isaiah 47:1. It says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt not more be called tender and delicate." And it's like, yeah, that's that confusion, man. And it's like, even now we're actually, you know, seeing the shame of Babylon, right? You know, we're actually seeing the shame of Babylon, and it's like, you know, soon, right? They've obviously gone a long time, you know, being that virgin daughter, you know, not knowing and experiencing major war and conflict upon their shores. But as the scripture speaks about how in one day the city's going to be judged, and they're going to experience mass loss of children, man, which going to come with them nukes, man. You know, take millstones, grind meal, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg and cover the fire, pass over the rivers. It's like on a daily basis. You know, everything evil about Babylon, and Esau in general as a nation, but especially Babylon, is just being exposed, man. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, that same shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. Yeah, because when the Lord comes back upon the earth, he's coming back as a power with vengeance, man. You know, and again, just before Babylon is destroyed in World War III, the Lord gonna come forth and beam up his elect, right? And then gather his elect, man, from the four corners of the earth, as the scripture speaks about. You know, this is Isaiah 13 and the last couple verses. This is 19. I'll start from the 17th chapter. It says, "Behold, I'll stir up the means against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it." And of course, in spirit, we know that these Medes, right? You know, because the spirit has it where they're essentially in that region of land. You know, they're attaches to Russia, man. You know, right? And it's like, when that time comes, when the Lord puts spirit on them to think that evil thought, no amount of money or let's try and do politics go and stop them from, you know, shooting off them, you know, nukes, man. Their bows, again, the scripture speaks about it. Them bows and arrows that's going to be shot into the ends of the world. Their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity upon the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, right? And it's for a very long time, man. Babylon was truly seen as that golden city, right? And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees, excellency shall be as when the Lord overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah, which, if you go back to the scriptures, right, you would know, like in the histories, that it was destroyed, right? Sodom and Gomorrah and the other three other cities, right, was destroyed with fire and brimstone out of heaven. And now through these nukes, through them scientists making these nukes, which the Lord put the Spirit upon them to, all right, fire and brimstone shall be the end of Babylon the great, man. And guess what? If Babylon goes down, essentially all Esau goes down. Because if Satan be divided against Satan, then how can his kingdom stand? And it's like, right, like in the midst of that, the Lord's gonna come back with his chariots as well, and beam up his elect, and the world armies that's left, right? Go and lose. It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there. Neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. But wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and the houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there. And the wild beasts of the island shall cry in the desolate houses, and dragons in their desolate places. And her time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged. You see? And even here, it calls Babylon her, that's that whore, man. That's going to be burnt with fire, And even I've quoted the scripture a couple of times, but I'm gonna read it. Right, this is Exodus, Revelation 7 and 14. It says, "These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is Lord of lords and Kings of kings, and they that are with him are called, chosen, and faithful." And that's what I was talking about, right? These other powers, try and fight, against the Lord and his angels, but lose, right? And he said unto me, the water which thou sawest, where the whole sitteth, which that whole Babylon the Great, America, are peoples, multitudes, nations, and tongues. All right, they have the main power and influence upon earth, man. That melting pot. Right, it says, "And the 10 horns which shall serve upon the beast, right? These shall hate the whore and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn with fire." Yeah, because Babylon is the basically more or less the head, right? NATO to the EU. Right, but guess what? These nations that are in league with Babylon, right? Scripture says, "Shall make her desolate and naked, and eat her flesh and burn her with fire." For the Most High put in their hearts to fulfill all His will, and to agree, and to give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of God shall be fulfilled. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city, which reigning of the kings of the earth. So now, that like eventually what's gonna happen is those that are in league with Babylon is gonna come against Babylon and burn Babylon, and then and that's why the scripture speaks about it being a lake of fire, man, essentially. Because at some point the Lord going to put it in their minds to be like, look, man, Babylon is the problem, which that's what everyone knows. And it's like, you know what, all those that those that have the nukes, those that are in league, right, will essentially use them all upon Babylon, as well as the Russians, the Persians, what I mean, all those that have that bow, man, shoot at her and spare no arrows, man. And that's exactly what's coming upon the earth. So with that, I just wanted to just try and focus on this point, on that video. Trump.
We won the First World War. We won the Second World.
And I just found that spiritual. So I'm gonna play it again, and I'm gonna close out.
War. We won the First World War. We won the Second World War. We won everything before that and in between. And then we decided to go woke, and we changed the name to Department of Defense. So we're going Department of War.
That this name change is not just about renaming; it's about restoring. Words matter. It's restoring, as you've guided us to, Mr. President, restoring the warrior ethos, restoring victory and clarity as an end state, restoring intentionality to the use of force. So, at your direction, Mr. President, the War Department is going to fight decisively, not endless conflicts. It's going to fight to win, not to lose. We're going to go on offense, not just on defense. Maximum lethality, not tepid legality. Violent effect, not politically correct. We're going to raise up warriors, not just defenders. So this War Department, Mr. President, just like...
God, man. So with that, Mr. Praises be unto Yahweh Shema Shabbat Kalkodash. Double honor to the apostles and the great most. Until next time, we're going to say Shalom.